1. Petals in the wind. Hana stood in the heart of Tokyo's bustling Ginza district, her florist shop a vibrant oasis amidst the urban chaos. The air was filled with the delicate fragrance of cherry blossoms, their petals dancing gracefully in the breeze. As she arranged a bouquet, her mind wandered to the dreams she had nurtured since childhood. Each flower she touched seemed to whisper secrets of love and beauty, reminding her of the enchanting power of nature. The shop's bell chimed softly, announcing the arrival of a customer. Hana looked up, her eyes meeting those of a stranger who seemed out of place in the modern metropolis. His presence was striking, he carried an air of mystery that piqued her curiosity. "Good afternoon," she greeted him warmly. "How can I help you today?" The man, dressed in a simple yet elegant manner, took a moment to respond. His gaze lingered on the flowers, a mix of admiration and melancholy in his eyes. "I'm looking for cherry blossoms," he finally said, his voice deep and melodic. Hana smiled, gesturing to a display of delicate pink blooms. "You've come to the right place. These cherry blossoms are fresh from the countryside." He approached the display, his fingers lightly brushing the petals. "They're beautiful," he murmured. "Almost as if they carry a piece of the past with them." Intrigued by his words, Hana asked, "Do you have a special occasion in mind?" The man hesitated before answering, "No occasion. Just a fondness for cherry blossoms. They remind me of simpler times." As he spoke, Hana couldn't help but notice the depth in his eyes, as if he carried the weight of untold stories. "I'm Hana," she introduced herself, hoping to learn more about this enigmatic customer. "Ryuu," he replied, offering a slight bow. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Hana." Their conversation flowed effortlessly, touching on the beauty of nature and the transient nature of cherry blossoms. Hana learned that Ryuu was an artist, recently arrived in Tokyo to find inspiration for his next project. His passion for art mirrored her own love for flowers, and they quickly discovered a shared appreciation for the delicate balance of life and beauty. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the city, Ryuu thanked Hana for her time and purchased a small bouquet of cherry blossoms. "I hope to see you again," he said, his words carrying a promise of future encounters. Hana watched him leave, her heart fluttering with a mix of curiosity and anticipation. There was something about Ryuu that drew her in, a sense of destiny that she couldn't ignore. Little did she know, their meeting was just the beginning of a journey that would intertwine their fates in ways she could never have imagined. The next morning, Hana found herself thinking about Ryuu as she prepared her shop for the day. The memory of his gentle demeanor and the depth in his eyes lingered in her mind, sparking a sense of excitement she hadn't felt in a long time. She wondered what kind of art he created and what stories lay hidden beneath his calm exterior. As she arranged the cherry blossoms in the front window, a familiar figure appeared at the door. Ryuu stepped inside, carrying a canvas wrapped in cloth. "Good morning, Hana," he greeted her with a warm smile. "Good morning, Ryuu," she replied, her heart skipping a beat at the sight of him. "What brings you here today?" "I wanted to show you something," he said, carefully unwrapping the canvas. "This is one of my recent paintings. I thought you might appreciate it." Hana's breath caught as she gazed at the painting. It depicted a serene landscape filled with cherry blossoms in full bloom, their petals illuminated by the soft glow of twilight. The scene was so lifelike that she could almost feel the gentle breeze rustling through the trees. "It's beautiful," she whispered, her eyes meeting Ryuu's. "You have an incredible talent." "Thank you," he said, his expression softening. "Your flowers inspired me. There's a certain magic in them that I wanted to capture." Their connection deepened as they continued to share their passions and dreams. Hana introduced Ryuu to the art of floral arrangement, teaching him the delicate balance of colors and shapes. In return, Ryuu shared his artistic techniques, guiding Hana through the process of translating her love for flowers into visual art. As the weeks passed, their friendship blossomed into something more profound. They spent countless hours together, exploring the city and finding inspiration in the simplest of moments. Each encounter brought them closer, weaving a tapestry of memories that would last a lifetime. One evening, as they strolled through a park adorned with cherry blossoms, Ryuu turned to Hana with a thoughtful expression. "Hana, have you ever wondered about the fleeting nature of beauty?" She looked at him, sensing the depth of his question. "Yes, I have. But I believe that it's the transient moments that make beauty so precious." Ryuu nodded, his gaze fixed on the blossoms above. "You're right. And it's in those moments that we find true meaning." Their hands brushed against each other, and in that instant, Hana felt a spark of something indescribable. It was as if their souls had recognized a connection that transcended time and space. As the petals fell around them, Ryuu leaned closer, his voice a whisper in the wind. "Hana, there's something I need to tell you." Her heart raced, anticipation mingling with uncertainty. "What is it, Ryuu?" "I've been carrying a secret," he confessed. "A part of my past that I've been afraid to share. But being with you has given me the courage to face it." Hana reached out, her fingers gently touching his. "Whatever it is, you can tell me. I'm here for you." With a deep breath, Ryuu began to reveal the story of his past, a tale of love and loss that had shaped his journey. Hana listened with an open heart, her own emotions mirroring his as they shared their vulnerabilities. In that moment, amidst the falling petals and the gentle whispers of the wind, Hana and Ryuu discovered a love that was as enduring as the cherry blossoms they cherished. Their connection was a testament to the power of beauty, art, and the courage to embrace one's true self. As they stood together, hand in hand, Hana knew that their journey was just beginning. The petals in the wind had brought them together, and their love would continue to blossom, creating a story that would be remembered for generations to come. 2. Whispers of the past. The days in Tokyo grew warmer as spring transitioned into early summer. Hana's florist shop flourished, much like her burgeoning friendship with Ryuu. They met regularly, sharing stories, dreams, and creative ideas. Hana felt an undeniable connection with him, yet she sensed a barrier he had yet to lower, a shadow from his past that lingered, unspoken. One afternoon, while arranging a particularly elaborate bouquet for a wedding, Hana received an unexpected visitor. Her older sister, Aiko, stepped into the shop, her presence a blend of elegance and authority. "Hana," Aiko greeted, her voice tinged with both affection and concern. "It's been too long. How have you been?" "Aiko." "I didn't expect to see you," Hana replied, embracing her sister. "I'm doing well. Business is good." Aiko's eyes scanned the shop, taking in the colorful array of flowers. "I've heard about your success. I'm proud of you, Hana. But I also worry. Have you given any thought to our family's expectations?" Hana sighed, knowing where this conversation was headed. Their parents had always envisioned a different path for her, one that involved joining the family's traditional business rather than pursuing her passion for floristry. "I love what I do, Aiko. This shop means everything to me," Hana said, her resolve firm. Aiko placed a hand on Hana's shoulder. "I understand, but you know how our parents are. They want what's best for you. Perhaps you could consider a compromise?" Before Hana could respond, the shop's bell chimed, and Ryuu entered, carrying a sketchbook under his arm. He hesitated upon seeing Aiko, sensing the tension in the room. "Am I interrupting?" Ryuu asked politely. "Not at all," Hana said quickly, eager to change the subject. "Ryuu, this is my sister, Aiko. Aiko, this is Ryuu, an artist and a good friend." Aiko's eyes narrowed slightly as she appraised Ryuu. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Ryuu." The pleasure is mine, Ryuu replied with a respectful bow. Aiko glanced between them, her expression thoughtful. I'll leave you to your work, Hana. We'll talk later. As Aiko departed, Ryuu approached Hana, concern etched on his face. Is everything okay? Hana forced a smile. Just family matters. Nothing to worry about. Ryuu didn't press further, but Hana could tell he sensed her unease. They spent the afternoon together, working on a collaborative project that combined their artistic talents. As they arranged flowers and sketched designs, Hana found solace in Ryuu's presence. Later that evening, Ryuu invited Hana to his studio, a small, cozy space filled with canvases and art supplies. The walls were adorned with his paintings, each one a testament to his skill and emotional depth. Your work is incredible, Hana said, admiring a piece that depicted a tranquil cherry blossom grove. Thank you, Ryuu replied, his gaze lingering on the painting. This one is special to me. It reminds me of my hometown. Hana sensed an opportunity to learn more about him. Where is your hometown? Ryuu hesitated, then took a deep breath. I was born in a small village in the countryside. My parents were both artists, but they passed away when I was young. I was raised by my grandparents. Hana's heart ached at the pain in his voice. I'm so sorry, Ryuu. He nodded, his expression distant. It was a difficult time, but my grandparents gave me the strength to pursue my passion for art. I moved to Tokyo to escape the memories and find inspiration. Hana reached out, placing a comforting hand on his arm. Thank you for sharing that with me. I know it must be hard to talk about. Ryuu gave her a small, grateful smile. It is, but being with you makes it easier. There's something about you, Hana, that makes me feel like I can face my past. As the evening grew darker, they continued to talk, sharing stories and opening their hearts to one another. Ryuu revealed more about his struggles, his journey to Tokyo, and the artistic aspirations that drove him. In return, Hana spoke of her family's expectations, her love for floristry, and the challenges she faced. Their connection deepened with each word, creating a bond that transcended their individual hardships. Hana realized that Ryuu's past, with all its shadows, was an integral part of who he was. And despite the pain it caused him, it also shaped his art in the most profound ways. One night, as they walked through a quiet park illuminated by the soft glow of street lamps, Ryuu stopped and turned to Hana. There's something else I need to tell you, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Hana looked at him, her heart pounding. What is it? I came to Tokyo not just for inspiration, but to escape something, or rather, someone, Ryuu confessed. There was someone I cared about deeply, but it ended in tragedy. I couldn't stay in the place where it all happened. Hana's eyes widened in understanding and empathy. Ryuu, I'm so sorry. That must have been incredibly difficult. It was, Ryuu admitted. But meeting you has brought a light into my life that I thought I'd lost forever. You've helped me see that there's still beauty in the world, even after everything. Tears welled in Hana's eyes as she listened to his heartfelt words. I'm glad I could be that light for you, Ryuu. You deserve happiness and love. In that moment, Ryuu gently cupped Hana's face in his hands, his gaze intense and filled with emotion. Hana, I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that I want to face it with you. Hana's breath caught, and she felt an overwhelming surge of emotion. Ryuu, I feel the same way. Let's face it together. As they stood under the whispering leaves of the park, surrounded by the soft hum of the city, Hana and Ryuu shared a tender kiss, sealing their promise to embrace the future hand in hand. The whispers of their pasts had brought them to this moment, and now, they were ready to write a new chapter in their lives, one filled with love, hope, and the promise of endless blossoms. 3. Blossoming Romance. The days grew longer and warmer as summer settled over Tokyo. The city buzzed with energy, its streets alive with the vibrant colors and sounds of the season. Amidst this lively backdrop, Hana and Ryu's relationship blossomed, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Hana's florist shop continued to thrive, and she often found herself eagerly anticipating Ryu's visits. His presence brought a sense of calm and inspiration that infused her work with new life. Their collaboration on artistic projects had become a regular part of their routine, each one a testament to their shared creativity and passion. One afternoon, Ryu surprised Hana with an invitation. "There's a place I want to show you," he said, his eyes twinkling with excitement. "It's a bit of a drive, but I think you'll love it." Intrigued, Hana agreed. They set off in Ryu's car, leaving the bustling city behind. As they drove, they talked about everything and nothing, their conversation flowing effortlessly. Hana felt a sense of anticipation building within her, eager to see what Ryu had planned. After a couple of hours, they arrived at a secluded, picturesque village nestled in the mountains. The air was fresh and crisp, a welcome change from the city's heat. Ryu led Hana to a hidden grove filled with cherry blossom trees, their branches heavy with delicate blooms. "This place is incredible," Hana breathed, taking in the serene beauty around her. "How did you find it?" "I stumbled upon it during one of my trips," Ryu explained. "It's my secret sanctuary, a place where I come to think and find inspiration." They spread out a blanket under the trees and enjoyed a picnic, the soft rustle of leaves and the gentle hum of nature providing the perfect soundtrack. As they talked and laughed, Hana felt a deep sense of contentment, a feeling that this moment was exactly where she was meant to be. Ryu's eyes softened as he watched her. "Hana, I've been thinking a lot about us," he began, his tone serious yet tender. "About how much you've come to mean to me." Hana's heart skipped a beat. "I've been thinking about us too, Ryu. These past few months have been some of the happiest of my life." He took her hand in his thumb gently caressing her skin. "You make me feel alive again, Hana. You've helped me heal in ways I never thought possible." Tears welled in Hana's eyes, her heart overflowing with emotion. "Ryu, you've brought so much joy and inspiration into my life. I can't imagine it without you." In that moment, surrounded by the beauty of the cherry blossoms, they shared a kiss filled with promise and love. It was a kiss that spoke of their pasts, their present, and the future they were beginning to envision together. As their relationship deepened, they faced challenges that tested their bond. Hana's family continued to pressure her to join the family business, and Ryu struggled with lingering fears from his past. But they faced these obstacles together, supporting each other with unwavering devotion. One evening, as they worked on a new project in Ryu's studio, he paused and looked at Hana, his expression thoughtful. "I've been thinking about creating a series of paintings based on our journey," he said. "Our love story, captured through art." Hana's eyes lit up with excitement. "That sounds wonderful, Ryu. I'd love to be a part of it." They spent countless hours planning and creating, their collaboration a perfect blend of their talents and hearts. The series, titled Blossoming Romance, captured the essence of their love, each piece a testament to their journey together. Their work gained recognition, and they were invited to exhibit the series at a prestigious gallery in Tokyo. The opening night was a resounding success, the gallery filled with admirers who were captivated by the beauty and emotion of their art. As they stood together, surrounded by their creations, Ryu turned to Hana with a look of pure adoration. "We did it," he whispered, his voice filled with pride and love. Hana smiled, her heart swelling with happiness. "Yes, we did. And this is just the beginning." Their success brought new opportunities and adventures, but through it all, their love remained the constant that grounded them. They traveled together, finding inspiration in new places and experiences, always returning to their beloved cherry blossoms. One memorable trip took them to Kyoto during the Cherry Blossom Festival. The city was adorned with vibrant blooms, and the air was filled with the sweet fragrance of flowers. They wandered through the ancient streets, hand in hand, soaking in the magic of the festival. One evening, as they stood on a bridge overlooking a river lined with cherry blossom trees, Ryuu took Hana's hand and knelt before her. "Hana," he said, his voice filled with emotion, "you've brought so much light and love into my life. I can't imagine a future without you. Will you marry me?" Tears streamed down Hana's face as she looked at the man who had become her everything. "Yes, Ryuu," she replied, her voice trembling with joy. "Yes, I will marry you." Their engagement marked a new chapter in their blossoming romance. They planned a wedding that reflected their love for nature and art, choosing to exchange vows under a canopy of cherry blossoms. Surrounded by family and friends, they celebrated their union with joy and laughter. As they began their life together, Hana and Ryuu continued to create and inspire, their love a source of endless beauty and creativity. They built a home filled with flowers and art, a sanctuary where they could nurture their passions and dreams. Through the seasons, their love remained as vibrant and enduring as the cherry blossoms that had brought them together. They faced life's challenges with grace and resilience, always finding strength in each other. In the quiet moments, when they sat together in their garden, Hana would often reflect on their journey. She marveled at how a chance encounter in her florist shop had led to a love story that transcended time and space. It was a love that had blossomed amidst the petals of the past, grown strong through the whispers of their shared experiences, and flourished into a future filled with promise. As they watched the cherry blossoms fall gently to the ground, Hana and Ryuu knew that their love would continue to bloom, forever entwined with the beauty and magic of the world around them. Their story was one of endless blossoms, each petal a testament to a love that would never fade. 4. Shadows and Light. As Hana and Ryuu's wedding day approached, they were surrounded by joy and anticipation. Their friends and family were delighted to see them so happy, and the preparations for their special day were in full swing. However, as the date drew nearer, shadows from their pasts began to resurface, casting a pall over their bright future. Hana's parents remained firm in their desire for her to join the family business. Despite their efforts to understand and support her dreams, they couldn't shake their traditional values. Hana's father, in particular, had difficulty accepting her choice to marry an artist and continue running a florist shop instead of following the path he had envisioned for her. One evening, after a particularly tense family dinner, Hana confided in Ryuu as they walked through their favorite park, the cherry blossoms in full bloom. "I love my family, but they don't understand my choices," she said, her voice heavy with frustration. "They want me to give up everything I've worked for and conform to their expectations." Ryuu wrapped his arm around her shoulders, offering comfort. "I know it's hard, Hana. But your passion and dedication to your work are what make you who you are. I fell in love with you because of your strength and determination. We'll find a way to make them see that." Meanwhile, Ryuu faced his own challenges. His past relationship, which had ended tragically, continued to haunt him. He had been reluctant to share the full story with Hana, fearing it would bring unnecessary pain into their lives. However, he knew that to fully commit to their future together, he needed to confront these lingering ghosts. One night, as they sat together in Ryuu's studio, surrounded by their artistic creations, he took a deep breath and decided to open up. "Hana, there's something I need to tell you about my past," he began, his voice trembling slightly. Hana looked at him with concern and curiosity. "What is it, Ryuu? You can tell me anything." He nodded, gathering his courage. "Before I came to Tokyo, I was in a serious relationship with a woman named Keiko. She was a fellow artist, and we were very much in love. But our relationship was complicated by her struggles with mental health. She was my muse, but she was also deeply troubled." Hana listened intently, her heart aching for him. What happened to her? One night, she had a severe breakdown, and despite my efforts to help her, she took her own life, Ryuu said, his voice breaking. I was devastated. I blamed myself for not being able to save her. That's why I left my hometown and came to Tokyo, to escape the pain and guilt. Tears filled Hana's eyes as she reached out to hold his hand. Oh, Ryuu. I'm so sorry. That must have been incredibly hard for you. It was, he admitted, squeezing her hand. But meeting you has helped me heal in ways I never thought possible. You've shown me that it's okay to find happiness again, to love again. Hana leaned in and kissed him gently. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm here for you, always. Together, we can face anything. Their bond strengthened by this heartfelt confession, they moved forward with renewed determination to build a future free from the shadows of their pasts. They decided to visit Ryuu's hometown to pay respects to Keiko and find closure. Hana's support and understanding gave Ryuu the courage he needed to face this painful chapter of his life. The trip to Ryuu's hometown was emotional. They visited Keiko's grave, where Ryuu placed a bouquet of cherry blossoms, symbolizing the beauty and fragility of life. He spoke softly, expressing his sorrow and gratitude for the love they had shared. Hana stood by his side, her presence a source of unwavering support. Back in Tokyo, they continued to plan their wedding, determined to celebrate their love with the people who mattered most to them. Hana's parents, seeing the depth of her commitment and the happiness Ryuu brought her, slowly began to accept her choices. Their love and respect for their daughter helped them to understand that her happiness was the most important thing. The day of the wedding arrived, and the ceremony was held in a beautiful garden, surrounded by cherry blossom trees in full bloom. Friends and family gathered to celebrate the union of two souls who had found each other amidst the complexities of life. The atmosphere was filled with love, joy, and the promise of new beginnings. As Hana walked down the aisle, her heart swelled with emotion. Ryuu stood at the altar, his eyes shining with tears of happiness. They exchanged vows, promising to support and cherish each other through all of life's ups and downs. Their love, forged in the light and shadows of their pasts, was now stronger than ever. After the ceremony, they danced under the stars, surrounded by the people who had supported them on their journey. The night was filled with laughter, music, and the sweet scent of cherry blossoms. Hana and Ryuu's love story had come full circle, and they were ready to face the future together, their hearts intertwined like the petals of the blossoms that had brought them together. As they looked into each other's eyes, Hana whispered, "We've come so far, Ryuu. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us." Ryuu smiled, his heart overflowing with love. "Whatever it is, we'll face it together. Our love will always guide us, through the shadows and into the light." Their journey had been filled with challenges and triumphs, but through it all, they had found a love that was enduring and true. With the support of their loved ones and the strength of their bond, Hana and Ryuu were ready to embrace the future, knowing that their love would continue to blossom, no matter what life had in store. 5. Eternal blossoms. The seasons turned, bringing with them the rhythms of life and change. For Hana and Ryuu, the past year's trials and triumphs had only strengthened their bond. Their marriage was a testament to their resilience and the love that had blossomed amidst the challenges they had faced. Hana's florist shop continued to thrive, becoming a beloved fixture in the community. Her arrangements were sought after for weddings, celebrations, and everyday moments of beauty. Ryuu's art, inspired by their journey together, gained acclaim and was showcased in galleries across Tokyo. Their collaboration, Blossoming Romance, was celebrated for its emotional depth and artistic brilliance. One crisp autumn morning, Hana and Ryuu decided to visit the cherry blossom grove in the mountains where they had first realized the depth of their love. The drive was filled with nostalgic conversations and laughter, a reminder of how far they had come. As they approached the grove, the trees stood bare, their branches waiting for spring's renewal. Yet, even in their dormant state, the cherry blossoms held a promise of life and beauty. Standing together under the canopy of branches, Hana took a deep breath of the crisp, clean air. "This place always feels magical," she said, her voice filled with awe. Ryuu nodded, wrapping his arm around her. "It reminds us of where we started and how far we've come." They spent the day reminiscing, sharing memories of their journey from their first meeting to their wedding and the life they had built together. Each story, each moment, was a testament to their enduring love and commitment. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the landscape, Ryuu turned to Hana, his expression thoughtful. "I've been working on something special," he said, his eyes twinkling with excitement. Hana raised an eyebrow, curiosity piqued. "Oh? What is it?" Ryuu led her to the car and retrieved a canvas carefully wrapped in cloth. "I wanted to capture the essence of our journey, the moments that define us." He unveiled the painting, revealing a stunning scene of cherry blossoms in full bloom, their petals illuminated by a gentle light. In the foreground stood two figures, their forms intertwined, symbolizing unity and love. The painting was a masterpiece, filled with emotion and beauty. Hana's eyes filled with tears as she took in the artwork. "Ryuu, it's beautiful. You've captured our story perfectly." Ryuu smiled, his heart swelling with pride and love. "It's our story, Hana. Every brushstroke, every color, is a reflection of what we've shared." As they stood together, admiring the painting, Ryuu took Hana's hands in his. "Hana, our journey has been filled with challenges and triumphs, but through it all, our love has remained constant. I want to continue writing our story, creating new memories and facing whatever comes our way, together." Hana looked into his eyes, her heart overflowing with love. "I feel the same way, Ryuu. Our love is the foundation of everything we do. With you by my side, I know we can face anything." Their bond deepened with each passing day, and they continued to support and inspire each other. Hana's parents, seeing the happiness and fulfillment she found in her life with Ryuu, finally came to accept and respect her choices. The family's reconciliation brought a sense of peace and unity that had been missing for so long. One winter evening, as snow gently fell outside their cozy home, Hana and Ryuu sat by the fireplace, sipping hot tea and reflecting on their journey. The flickering flames cast a warm glow, creating an atmosphere of comfort and intimacy. "Hana," Ryuu said softly, his voice filled with tenderness, "I've been thinking about the future and the family we might one day have." Hana's heart fluttered at the thought. "I'd love that, Ryuu. Our love has grown so much, and I can only imagine the joy of sharing it with children." Ryuu's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I want to create a home filled with love, art, and beauty. A place where our children can grow and find inspiration in the world around them." Their dreams of a family brought new meaning to their lives, and they began to plan for the future with hope and excitement. They envisioned a home filled with laughter, creativity, and the enduring beauty of cherry blossoms, a symbol of their love and the life they had built together. As spring approached, the cherry blossoms began to bloom once again, their delicate petals a reminder of renewal and growth. Hana and Ryuu returned to the grove, now a cherished tradition in their lives. They stood beneath the blooming trees, their hearts filled with gratitude for the love that had brought them together and the future they were creating. In that moment, surrounded by the blossoms that had witnessed their journey, Hana and Ryuu made a promise to each other. They vowed to cherish and nurture their love, to face life's challenges with strength and unity, and to celebrate the beauty of every moment they shared. Their love story, like the cherry blossoms, was eternal. It was a testament to the power of love to heal, inspire, and transform. As they looked towards the future, Hana and Ryuu knew that their journey was far from over. They would continue to write their story, one filled with endless blossoms, each chapter a celebration of their love and the life they had built together. And so, hand in hand, they walked forward, ready to embrace the future with hearts full of love and a promise of eternal blossoms.